Now, one of your favorite historical figures, a guy that you named the school after that you started. Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure the first venture that you poured your time and energy to after retiring was the Carver Academy.
Right.
And this school, if you're not familiar with it, I encourage you to Google it and check it out. Yeah. Today, you're now, the organization is opening how many schools?
We're opening 20 schools here in San Antonio over the next 5 years.
So you started it with nothing. It's now opening 20 something schools. It's doing great. But the thing was that you named the school after this guy. So this guy's name has value. This guy's name has meaning. It means something to you. And he said this: 99% of the failures come from people who have the habit of making excuses. Do you believe that a leader can ever make excuses?
No, because nobody cares about excuses. Excuses are reasons why you didn't get there. You need to know why you didn't get there, but you can't use them as an escape. You need to use that information in a way that can help you grow in the future. Failure is not the end of the world. I don't think that, we look at failure as something to avoid at all cost. And I think that that's a mistake. I think, we need to embrace failure sometimes. Sometimes we need to know what our boundaries are. We need to know what we can and what we cannot do. There are areas where I know I'm not strong. and I would hate to push forward in an area where I think I'm good and I'm not. So I think sometimes we need to know when we fail. I need to get somebody to help me in this area.
So, when you started the Carver Academy and the private school, you really wanted to empower the kids with the great education and discipline. And you stressed a lot that a leader listens, responds, and supports others.
Right. Yeah.
So I want to talk about this principle one, he listens. In your mind, what does it mean for a leader to really listen? Not just to just sit there and wait for someone to finish talking, but to actually listen. What does that mean for a leader to listen?
Well, probably the best example I can use of that is in a marriage. As a husband, you're the leader of the household. You're responsible for the outcome of that family. To listen means to hear what your partner is saying. So it doesn't always mean that you do what they say, but it means that you hear it and you respond to it and understand that person is trying to help you get to where you want to be. I mean, that person is your partner, your other half. The two become one. And so listening means hearing what they have to say and respecting what they have to say, and understanding that it is that's your other half that's coming from you. And you need to weigh it accordingly. So I think listening is a really critical skill that sometimes we gloss over. We're not even. I know a leader of a huge organization that told me, he said, I wasn't very good at listening before. He said, I always interrupted people when they spoke because I thought I knew exactly what they were getting ready to say. And he said, when the meeting would end, I would give all of my suggestions and everybody would leave. And he said, I didn't listen to what they were saying, but he said, I've taken a step back. And now before I even give any of my suggestions after the meeting, I listen to everyone. And he says, usually most of the items on my list are ticked off and I may have one or two things to add, but other people feel like they're a part of the conversation now. They feel like they're contributing to the meeting, contributing to the organization, and we still get the same amount of work done. So, listening is a skill. It's making other people feel valued in their opinion.
That's an action step that we can all take, not trying to fill in the words for people, and to make sure that if you're in an office environment, go ahead and let everybody share their input before you share yours.
Well, at least listen. I mean, if you respect them, if you have them in a position where they have a job to do, listen to what they're saying. That is a key aspect to getting them to have some buy-in to what your company or what your organization is doing.